Represent for the 905 Duval County, here we go. Come on. Yeah, let's go. Come on. Lead. Yeah. Lead. How was you when you come to my city?
What's good, Duval? What up? This is your boy Huff from JVillains Podcast, giving you all the best Jaguar content. So, today is the beginning of free agency. So we haven't gotten anything yet. Evan Ingram just got franchise tagged. Calvin really just got reinstated, so our offense is looking great. But we still need some picks. So today I wanted to give you guys pre-free agency, post-combine mock draft. So, like I said, this is me. You know, I don't know what Balky's going to do, but I kind of have an idea of what he likes. So let's get started. So the first pick in the draft that I chose was Darnell Washington, tight end out of Georgia. Now, he is 6'7", 264 pounds. He ran a 4.64 at 40 at the combine, as well as a 10.2 broad jump and a 21 bench, which is pretty good. He was second overall for tight ends at the combine with athleticism and total score. He was second team All-SEC last year with 28 catches for 454 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had 16.2 yards per catch, which is really, really good. So he also had a 4.08 20-yard shuttle, which is actually faster than Vernon Davis, so you can tell that he has a lot of athleticism and agility. His strengths, freakishly athletic. He's a 6 offensive lineman out there with tremendous blocking ability as an inline tight end. He's a mismatch for linebackers and safeties because he's too big for safeties, and obviously he's too fast for linebackers. He moves people out the way with pure power as a blocker. He's a red zone nightmare. And he has elite catch radius, which he's great at contested catches as he's being so big. Why he would help the Jaguars is he is the best blocking tight end in the draft. And he's a rebounder in the end zone. He's that big person that we need in the end zone because I feel like we missed that last year. Also, we don't have anybody coming back. So other than Ingram and Luke Farrell, we don't know what he's going to bring to the table. He only had, 4 catches for 40 yards last year. So we definitely need some extra people in there. Imagine him on running plays blocking for ETN. That's perfect. That's exactly what we need. Going into the second round, the second pick that I chose with the 56th pick in the draft is Julius Bretz, who's a cornerback / safety out of Kansas State. Now, he is 6'3", 198, and he has 34-inch arms and a wingspan at about 6 foot 10 inches, which is freaking insane. And he is one of the most physically gifted corners in the draft. He was first team All Big 12 with 45 tackles and 3.5 tackle for loss, 4 PBUs, and 4 interceptions, which led his team. He was on the Thorpe watch list, so you obviously know that he's a good defensive back. He had a great showing at the Senior Bowl, and he was all over wide receivers in the one-on-ones, which is very good. At the combine, he ran a 4.53 40, jumped 41.5 in the vertical jump, which was second overall, 11.6 broad jump, which is first overall, 6.63 three-cone dribbles is first overall, and a 4.05 20-yard shuttle, which is first overall. So you can tell that he has that agility as well. Some of his strengths is that he's very solid in press coverage, very solid in run support. He's very fluid with his movement, super high IQ in that nickel position. He can track the ball very well in the air as well, and he has great recovery speed. Why he would help us is that he would automatically help us at the nickel position, and he's big enough to defend tight ends, and he's quick enough to stick with slot receivers. Also, he is bulky sized, so he's very big on wingspan and how pretty they look. So he's one of those pretty guys out there. In the third round, with the 88th pick, I chose for us Blake Freeland, who's a offensive tackle out of BYU. He is also bulky belt when he is 6'8", 302. He was the third team All-American. He was first All-Independent, and I think he was CFN's Offensive Lineman of the Year. At the Combine, he was 7th overall, and then he was first overall in athleticism. He ran a 4.98 in the 40, 37 vertical jump, which is a Combine record, and that's actually higher than A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, I think Diggs, and also D-Hop, which is freaking insane. He had a 10-foot broad, which was first overall, and also a 1.68 10-yard split, which was first overall as well. Some of his strength is that he was a team captain and a 4-year starter, so you know that he obviously is a good person, and that's very big for us. He's versatile. He was a right tackle first, his freshman and sophomore year, and then he moved to left tackle his junior and senior year. He was fluid and athletic with his movements. He's balanced. He's good at the run, and he's also good at the pass as well. He is pretty good agility to mirror defensive ends, and he allowed 0 sacks last year, which is very good. Why he would help us automatically is he's a perfect swing tackle, and he's great at pulling. So just in case we do lose Juwan Taylor, which I'm not too sure of right now, we haven't said anything, he would be a pretty good back there because we still do have Cam Robinson as well and Walker Little, but that's definitely that third guy that we need. He would take over Walker Little's spot in the depth. With the first fourth-round pick that we have, with the 121 pick, I chose Tank Bigsby, a running back out of Auburn. They were already talking to him at the Combine, so and we also need a hard-nosed back because Snoop Connor didn't really show us anything last year, and we definitely need somebody that's a little bit bigger than Jermichael Hasty as well, too, because everybody else is, I think he's, 5'8", 205. Shoot, I'm 5'8", 205. I wouldn't go inside, so we definitely need somebody that's going to hit in the inside. But going on that, he's 6 foot 210. He was SEC Freshman of the Year in 2020. He was also second team All SEC in 2020 as well. He was Auburn's Player of the Year, Offensive Player of the Year in 2021 with 1,102 yards and 10 touchdowns. And he also had 4.3 yards per carry. And then last year, in 2022, he had 179 carries for 970 yards and 5.4 yards per carry with 10 touchdowns. He also had 30 catches for 180 yards and 6 yards per catch. At the Combine, he ran a 4.56, and he had a 32.5 vertical jump and a 9 foot 11-inch broad. So it's pretty good. He's pretty good. Not too bad. Some of his strengths is that he is NFL ready size. So like I said, he is 6 foot 210. And he also brings a nice blend of elusiveness and power. He has great vision. So another person that had great vision that we had before was James Robinson. So he definitely brings some of that caliber to it. He's also a one-cut runner like he was as well. When he has to run short yardage, what I've noticed is that he keeps good leg drive. So you're not going to take him down with one tackle. He's going to keep pushing for that yardage. And he also breaks tackles pretty well. Why he would help is that he would be a great spell to ETN. Even though we do have Hasty and Connor, we don't know. He's unproven. We don't know what he's going to do. Hasty's kind of small, even though he's a pretty strong guy. But we need a hammer. We need somebody that's powerful that's going to bring that's going to get that yardage that we need. And also that's going to save ETN because he was a little injury prone as well last year. With the second fourth-round pick that we have at 127, I chose Zach Kuntz, tight end out of Old Dominion. And we have another tight end, right? I know. But so he's 6'8", 255, had 73 catches last year for 692 yards and 5 touchdowns. He was first team All-Conference USA. He was first in reps and yards for tight ends in the Conference USA, and he was second in the FBS for catches for tight ends and 7th in yards. Pretty good, really good. Why he's going in the 4th round is because he was injury prone. I think he got hurt last year. So, but usually he was pretty solid. He also was at Penn State before he switched to Old Dominion as well. At the combine, he was first in athleticism. He had a 4.55 40, 40 inches in the vertical jump, and a 10-foot, 8-inch broad. He is raw. He only had 15 starts at the college level, but you could see what he brings to the table. Some of his strengths is that he is tremendously long. He's 6'8". He's a matchup monster. Obviously, he's too big for corners, too strong for safeties. So that's definitely really good. His wingspan is big enough to reach over the top of coverage. So he is that person that we need in the red zone as well, on top of Washington if we do get him in the 1st round. So think about those two guys in the red zone, ready to go. He knows how to separate, which is really good. He is a willing blocker. He's able to wall off defenders from going outside, which is going to be really good for ETN. He could be better at blocking, but like I said, he is willing, so that's pretty good. So what I noticed, he has some swag. He has confidence. He drops the ball when he catches it, points. I love that for our room. He definitely helps out the room too as well, because with Washington that I picked in the 1st round, as well as Ingram and as Farrell, that's some very good athletic tight ends too as well. He's another rebounder that we need in the end zone, and he's athletic enough to stretch the field. So we need that. In the 6th round, with our first out of 3 6-round picks, the first pick that I chose was Jackson Kirkland, guard out of Washington. So we do need somebody else on left guard. We do have Ben Barch coming back, and we had Shatley there, but Shatley's definitely better as a center, and we need someone that's going to fight Barch for that spot to show him what he's got. So he's 6'7", 321, so he has that bulky build. In 2021 and 2022, he was All Pac-12 first team. In 2022, he was 3rd team AP All-American, and also he was 2nd team All-American for the U.S. Today. Some of his strengths is that he was a captain. He allowed 0 sacks this year. He's versatile. He can play tackle and guard, but we're probably going to have him at that left guard spot. He's very good as a pass blocker, and he's solid in the run game. He's balanced and under control. He doesn't really get beat that much. He definitely, once he locks on to that guy. He's nasty, and he likes to finish blocks just like Brendan Scherf. We need another guy that's like that. And then, like I said, he'd be great for depth, versatile, and he brings that competition to Barch that we need to see who's going to be the best there. With the second 6th-round pick that I chose O'Shawn Mathis, who's an edge out of Nebraska. He's also a bulky guy, bulky build. And like you notice, a lot of my picks are like big guys because that's usually what he goes for. He's 6'5", 260. He was 2nd team All Big 12 in 2020. He was 5th in the FBS with 9 sacks. In 2021, he had 7 tackles for loss and 4 sacks. He also was 2nd team Big 12 that year. And coming this year, he didn't get that, but he had 50 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks, 25 quarterback hurries, which was really good, 5 quarterback hits, and 2 BBUs. At the combine, he ran a 4.7, and then he has 35 and 1/4 arms, which is really good. I think that's second to, Alton Smith, who Bulky picked as well. Some of his strengths is that he has a great motor, and also his spin move is really, really good. He has violent hands, and he has a quick first step. He uses his length to his advantage, which is really good. He reminds me of Arden Key. So if we don't bring Arden Key back, he'll be a really good replacement for him, and he will help with that 3rd down pass rush. With the last 6th-round pick I chose at the 207th pick, I chose Broderick Martin, defensive tackle out of Western Kentucky. Now, he is 6'5", 330. He wasn't able to go to the combine, so I had to actually look up a lot of his tape. He ended up finished the season with 31 tackles, 18 quarterback hurries, 2 sacks, and 2 QB hits, and a forced fumble. He was honorable mention for Conference USA as well. Some of his strengths is that he has excellent upper body strength and has showed great instincts in the trenches. He can definitely sniff it out if he sees that it is a run play. He occupies double teams really well. He has powerful hands to shed blockers, and he has a great first step. Now, he is a sleeper since he was at a smaller school, but he will help with the interior pass rush that we are missing. And he has the tools to be a good, solid interior defensive lineman. That is something that we missed really bad. And with his length and his first step and his speed inside, he should be really good. Now, with the last pick that I chose in the 7th round, the 227, I chose Matt Launders, a wide receiver out of Arkansas. Now, he is 6'5", 203, ran a 4.37 40. That is insane for someone that big. He bounced around a little bit. He was at Georgia for, I think, 4 years, and then Toledo, and then Arkansas. But his last year at Arkansas, he had 47 catches for 901 yards and 8 touchdowns, which I think is 19.2 yards per catch. So every time that man touched the ball, it was a first down. So he is a developmental pick. He has great size and great speed. He just didn't play much. Obviously, being at Georgia, he was way in the back. Toledo, he did okay. And then Arkansas, he did okay. He does have, like I said, amazing size, amazing speed, quick feet. He can stop on a dime. He reminds me of a bigger Calvin Ridley. Like, if you notice, how Calvin can stop on a dime and move, that's exactly what he does. He can elevate and grab the ball. He's a great rebounder. Another person that we need in the red zone, because I feel like, in the red zone, we scheme to get open as to where we just need somebody and a couple people that can just say, give me that. Just give me the ball. And I love that. He has big playability, and he's very confident. He didn't have the best QB, so he can never catch it in stride, so you can't tell how good he can catch. Usually he just catch and drop, and that's what a lot of tall receivers do. But I feel like with Trevor, he could be able to catch it in stride and actually use that speed that he needs. And like I said, he is a red zone threat. And that's the end of my mock draft. Thank you guys for listening. And also, I'm going to do another mock draft as soon as free agency is done. That way we know, exactly where we're going with these draft picks. But yeah, like and subscribe. My name is Huff. This was JVillains Podcast. And I hope you guys have a great day. Duval.